I originally started this experiment based on something shown on the internet. In that experiment, a person soaks an egg in Coca-Cola for 24 hours. You then see the egg removed and it looks and acts like rubber. I thought this was a great experiment to do in order to show what soda can do to teeth. I decided to choose more than just sodas and picked other beverages as well. The results were surprising. I found out later that the egg and Coke thing was a setup. The person replaced the regular egg with the rubber egg, but my experiment still showed the damage beverages can do to teeth, especially if you don't brush. Eggshells and teeth are both hard white substances, and they share similarities in terms of their chemical composition, their hard but brittle natures, and their reaction to the other chemicals. Aside from their color, eggshells and the enamel of teeth contain certain chemical compositions, calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate respectively. Because they share a similar composition, similar chemicals affect their structures in positive or negative ways. For example, fluoride, a staple in many dental practices, strengthens both enamel and eggshells and helps protect them from acids. Acids weaken and break down both substances. This is why brushing your teeth at least once a day is so important. Twice a day is better though. It is also why most dentists recommend limiting aggressively acidic foods and beverages such as soft drinks. Acids react with calcium carbonate, breaking it apart into calcium, which is then carried off in the water, and carbon dioxide gas. The more acidic a liquid is, the faster the reaction and the more the shell will weaken. The bubbles and froth that form on the egg and on the surface of the liquid are carbon dioxide gas, showing that the calcium is quite literally fizzing away. The results may shock you. Orange juice, which is typically seen as a healthy drink, is naturally high in citric acid and causes more damage than cola. Commercial soft drinks are remarkably corrosive because manufacturers add extra acids to give them a tang, but it's energy drinks that are consistently among the worst offenders, typically being as acidic as vinegar. Distilled white vinegar usually measures around a pH of 2.4. A pH of 7 is neutral. The lower the number is, the more acidic it is. For example, I have included a couple things that we already know are acidic along with the drinks. I have them listed in order from least acidic to most acidic. Milk's pH level is below neutral at about 6.7 to 6.9. Enamel dissolves below a pH of 5.5. Because of its citric acid content, orange juice is acidic, with a typical pH of around 3.5. Red Bull has a pH of 3.3. Mountain Dew rates 3.22 on the pH acidity scale. Stomach acid is generally between 3.0 and 1.0. That leaves Monster Energy. Its acidity is a pH level of 2.7. Coca-Cola's pH is 2.5 to 5. And just for reference, battery acid has a pH of 0. So this is how I set up this experiment. First, I cut a hole in the lid of a styrofoam cooler. Next, I taped a 40-watt light in the hole. I used a drop light because it was easier to maneuver. This provides heat similar to a person's body temperature. I then put a pie pan of water in the cooler on one side to mimic the moisture in the mouth. I poured one of each beverage into a half-pint mason jars and then added an egg, uncracked of course, to each jar. I put the jars in the cooler, put the lid on, and turned on the light. I stuck a meat thermometer in the lid so I could monitor the temperature inside the cooler. Then I left them to soak for 40 hours. As you can see in the following pictures in my PowerPoint presentation, there wasn't much change in the 40 hours they were immersed in the liquids for most of the drinks. There was staining, of course. The orange juice caused some bumps on the shell, but the energy drink decimated the shell, causing it to become sand-like and crumbly. Seriously, I would never drink a Monster Energy drink ever. This shows how bad drinks are for you and how important it is to brush your teeth. Don't be a yuck mouth.